So, I've been thinking about animation memes recently. I'm someone who has experienced both the highs and lows of making animation memes. I mainly made them from the years 2017 to 2022, and even though I stopped making them, I still try to keep up with the animation meme community. For anyone who doesn't know, animation memes are animations that follow a similar format to each other, sorta like actual memes. They all use the same template with slight changes. But of course, those changes aren't ever too drastic. You can pretty much always tell what a meme is just by looking at it. And the same goes for animation memes, although they don't aim to be funny, unless of course it's intended to. Animation memes are animations people create of their characters in media, or sometimes even commissions or fan art for people. It just takes one person to find a song or audio track, animate characters to it, and call it an animation meme, which grants their animation as the original animation meme. And the things you can choose to animate for these memes are up to your own imagination, although most people tend to stick to the animation meme format in the original animation meme video. Now that I've talked about what animation memes are, let's get into the drama in the animation meme community. First of all, this drama takes place over YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Pretty much any social media platform the animation meme community posts their animations on. Although mainly TikTok, because let's be honest, that app is toxic for artists and animators. The hate mainly stems from comments on animation memes or hate videos towards certain creators, for a variety of different reasons. First reason is animation memes feeling unoriginal from other people's animation memes. A lot of animation memes just end up looking similar to other people's animation memes, whether it's in the animation, the art style, or the colors used in the animation. If you watch enough of the same animation meme, you'll start to notice it, and even I have to admit, it can be a bit boring to watch 3 or more different animation memes that all just look the same. That's usually why I don't. I usually watch like 1 or 2 different animation meme trends and feel satisfied. And in the end of the day, it is an animation meme. Animation memes are meant to be similar to each other. They are meant to follow a format, whether that's the animation or even having a similar art style. It's also important to consider that a lot of these animation memes that do look similar or follow the format exactly could be beginner animators or even just young artists. For a lot of people just getting into animation, it's hard to come up with your own animation movements, let alone know how to animate a particular movement. So following a guideline is super helpful and a great way to learn animation. Plus, a lot of younger artists get inspired by bigger creators, which leads them to create similar art styles. And that should be the best compliment to a bigger artist. As long as they aren't tracing or copying a style to a T, I don't see the problem. Just let them learn and have some fun animating. So if a meme is a character bopping its head to music, expect there to be a lot of different animation memes of characters bopping their heads to music. And if you don't like it, don't watch animation memes. Go watch animation music videos. There's plenty of those out there. With this said, I love when people expand upon what an animation meme can be about. I love when people include lore for their characters to their animation memes, or go what's out of the norm when animating an animation meme. Maybe instead of a character bopping its head, they're fighting a battle or something, I don't know. I don't want people to think I don't want diversity with my animation memes, because that's just not the case. But I know it's a rarity, not an exception, in the animation meme community. And giving animators hate because their animation meme follows a format is just plain ridiculous, especially if it's a beginner animator or young artist. Hey, so if you're still watching my video, please consider subscribing or even liking the video. It really helps my channel out a ton and goes a long way. Anyways, the second reason is that animation memes can be considered lazy. A lot of animation memes end up being tweens or simple repetitive animation movements like head bops or ear movements, which people consider lazy compared to a frame-by-frame animation. Which I do understand to some degree. Like, frame-by-frame animation takes a lot longer to animate than tweening or simple repetitive movements. And it does show a lot more effort, and usually ends up being more animated feeling, which is satisfying to watch. Although, just as I said, it takes time to make frame-by-frame animation. Even if it's just a few seconds, that can end up taking hours to a day to animate depending on the complexity. For a lot of people who do animation memes and try to post consistently, creating frame-by-frame animation just takes too long. There's also a bit of pressure to join in on animation meme trends before they end. Because if you post your animation meme too late, people like to say you missed the trend, and it also doesn't get picked up as easy by the algorithm. So it's very important to hit the current trends with animation memes. And it's even harder to find time to animate when a lot of people also manage school or work on the side. So it would be extremely difficult to animate frame-by-frame animation and also keep to a good posting schedule. So doing tween animation or repetitive animation movements makes things a lot easier. I did this with some of my animation memes, just because I wanted to join a trend and I didn't have a ton of time, such as the 67 animation meme, and it got way more views than some of my other animation memes that I spent more time doing frame-by-frame animation on, which is sort of sad, and is another issue in itself. A lot of animators create frame-by-frame masterpieces only for them to go unnoticed by the masses. It's just the unfortunate truth, and another reason why people tend to make tween or repetitive animations over frame-by-frame ones. Less time wasted on an animation that might not even get much attention. Also, I should mention, just like with the unoriginal complaint, a lot of these animation memes are made by beginner animators or young artists. So maybe a simple head bop or ear movement is all someone can do at that level of animation. So harping on them for lazy animation is just cruel. Anyways, I honestly don't see why people give animators so much hate when it comes to animating more simple, or lazy as people like to call it. Because, let's be honest, it still takes so much time to animate tween or repetitive movements. All animation takes some level of time, after all. But once again, I don't want people to think I dislike animation memes with frame-by-frame animation, because of course I love frame-by-frame animation. I love seeing the passion and effort put into some animation memes that use frame-by-frame animation. And because I don't see it as often, I absolutely adore it when I do see it. But I'm not going to hate on people if they create tween or head-bopping animations, because I understand why people might have to do that when creating animation memes. And I know they still put time and effort into the animation. Before I end this segment, if you're someone who tweens or animates repetitive movements, I recommend adding character lore or more details on a story if you have that for your characters. This is something you can do to add uniqueness to an animation meme without having to spend hours to days doing frame-by-frame animation. Third reason is just a general hate for modern animation memes. I've seen people hating on modern animation memes as if they've gotten worse, and they usually point out old animation meme eras and how they were superior. Although this just isn't the case, the arguments used for saying old animation meme eras were better don't hold up well, and are sorta related to the first two reasons I already discussed. First reason being that modern animation memes are unoriginal, and that was always the case for animation memes. As I already talked about, the whole point of animation memes is following a format and animating to that format. People have been doing that since the dawn of animation meme times. Plus, people have always been inspired from bigger creators, even years ago in the questionably better animation meme eras. I know I was back when I started animating in 2017. I definitely animated some of my animation memes similar to other animators at the time. Second reason being that modern animation memes are lazy, usually stemming from tweening or the repetitive movements in the newer animation memes. But this was always the case for animation memes. The bobbing head movement we see in animation memes is not too far off from the classic floppy ear movement. There is literally an old animation meme called Floppy Ears where the character just flops its ears. I don't know how people think modern animation memes have become lazier. This was always the case. There were always some animation memes that lacked frame-by-frame animation, just like how there is now with modern animation memes. The reason people complain about the modern animation memes and say this blank era of animation memes is better is clearly from nostalgia. A lot of the people who are complaining are older members of the animation meme community who remember animation memes from their time growing up as a kid/teenager and still reminisce about the good old days. But that doesn't warrant hating on modern animation memes, especially when I just debunked all of the criticisms, showing proof that animation memes haven't gotten worse. It's okay if you're not a fan of modern animation memes, but at least understand that they aren't objectively bad. Kinda like how I think all of the Pokemon games on the DS are superior than the Switch games. It's definitely based on my nostalgia for the DS games, as I grew up with these games and spent countless hours playing them. But I don't hate on the new Switch games. In fact, I always give them a shot, because you never know, you might enjoy them. I usually don't, with that said though. Anyways, the point is, animation memes haven't gone worse. The complaints given to modern animation memes are always present, even in older animation memes. It's just nostalgia bias at its finest. And as I said, that's okay. But don't hate on people's animation memes for that reason. Maybe even try giving some a chance, because you never know, you might come to like some of the new animation memes. And of course, the drama in the animation community is just plain silly. Of course, you can have your own preferences on what you like in an animation meme, such as how I enjoy when character lore is shown, but there's no need to hate on people's animation memes for following a format or being a simpler animated meme. Just let people have fun creating animations. Anyways, that's it for this video on animation memes and the drama in the community. Thanks so much for watching this video. It's been Leamon, and I'll see you guys all next time.